Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You're all the reasons why this keeps going. Thank you. Join the Legion today at patreon.com/63rdlegion for free and help decide next week's new character. Joining my paid tiers allows you early access to my content, a shout out in my videos, and home-brewed 5e items for your games. Today we're returning to Overwatch for Reaper. Gabriel Reese is a complicated person. He has been a cop, soldier, hero, and terrorist, but he is always moving towards one goal: to save the human race through any means necessary. And I mean any means. Gabriel is now an amoral killer whose whole philosophy can be summed up with the term, kill them all. In the beginning, Gabriel just wanted to make the world a better place, but as he saw more darkness, he felt he had to become something far more dangerous. After leaving the police force to join the military, he was chosen for the Soldier Enhancement Program, becoming Soldier 24. This program granted him enhanced reflexes and stamina, but this wasn't good enough. Over the next few years, he became the leader of Overwatch before being forced out to lead Blackwatch, a covert team of heroes. It was here he recruited the brilliant geneticist Mora, who was completely lacking in anything near morality. Mora began enhancing Gabriel further, but it wasn't until Overwatch tried to take him and Mora down that he was transformed completely and Reaper was born. Reaper is trapped in a state of undeath, as his cells constantly die and regenerate. He is now an unkillable wraith, acting as an assassin for the terrorist organization Talon, seeing them as the sword of justice that will destroy all that is wrong with the world. With his new form comes new abilities. He can now become living smoke and teleport, and that's before we get to his special dual shotguns. With these, he can fire his Death Blossom, a short-range barrage at every creature within his weapon's range. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook, Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, Monsters of the Multiverse, and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. We're using standard point array to keep things simple, and we are multi-classing, so watch those minimums if you use another system. Make Charisma 15, Con 14, Dex 13, Strength 12, Intelligence 10, and we're going to be dumping Wisdom with an 8. Your whole idea about solving problems is just use extreme violence, so I'm pretty sure you're insane. Also, you failed some pretty big insight checks, which is why you're in Talon now. Reaper is a superhuman that is trapped between life and death. A few of you are probably thinking I'm going to go with Reborn. I want to, but there's something else that's going to give us what we need. Shatter Kai from Monsters in the Multiverse are elves who have been infused with the power of the Shadowfell. Blessings of the Raven Queen gives you a 30-foot teleportation with a bonus action. You can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Dark Vision lets you see in darkness out to 60 feet. Keen Senses gives you proficiency in the perception skill. Fey Ancestry gives you advantage on saving throws to avoid or end the charm condition. Necrotic Resistance gives you resistance to necrotic damage. Trance means you don't sleep and can't be put to sleep magically. Your long rest is 4 hours long, where you remain conscious. When you finish a long rest, you choose up to 2 proficiencies in weapons or tools, and you retain this until you finish your next long rest. To finish out your lineage, you know the language Common and 2 more of your choice. For background, place +2 into Con and +1 into Charisma. For your origin feat, Tough gives you double your character level in HP and then adds +2 HP to every level after. For skills, grab Investigation and Deception. To finish everything out, I take something to help with your missions. Look at tool proficiencies to help with damage, like a Poisoner's Kit or something to make ammo. We don't see a lot of your skills outside of shooting, so customize this how you feel. Level 1 rogues start off with 4 skills. Take Athletics, Acrobatics, Stealth, and Intimidation. You're proficient in all weapons that have the Finesse or Light properties, Thieves' Tools, Light Armor, and the Saving Throws, Dex, and Intelligence. Expertise doubles your proficiency bonus to 2 skills. Place this into Stealth and Intimidation. Thieves' Cant gives you 2 more languages. First, the language Thieves' Cant, which is a coded language, and 1 more of your choice. Weapon Mastery allows you to unlock special properties of of your weapons. At the end of a long rest, you choose 2 weapons you are proficient with, and now you can use their special weapon mastery property. We'll be using hand crossbows for this, but if your DM is cool with it, use pistols. Heads up, pistols aren't light even though they weigh the same as a hand crossbow, so you're actually going to have to get firearm proficiency. We might be able to fix that if your DM says that you can't have it at the start. Regardless, both hand crossbows and pistols have the weapon mastery Vex. When you hit a creature with this weapon, you have advantage on the next attack roll against them before the end of your next turn. Sneak attack adds bonus damage to an attack once per turn. You can do this when you are wielding a ranged or finesse weapon while you have advantage on the attack or an ally is within 5 feet of the target. This bonus damage starts off as 1d6 but will get better over the course of this build. Level 1 Warlocks begin with Eldritch Invocations. These are special features that grant you new abilities or improve ones you already have. You're starting with 1 here, and for this invocation, Armor of Shadows lets you cast Mage Armor without a spell slot. This gives you an AC of 13 plus your Dex modifier for 8 hours when you're not wearing armor. I'm pretty sure you do wear armor in the game, but this will give you better. Pact Magic makes you a fake spellcaster. You have very limited spell slots, like 1 right now, but these spell slots will be much stronger than normal as you level up and you regain all used spell slots at the end of a short or long rest. You're starting with 2 cantrips and 2 first level spells. For your spells, Thunderclap is your first Death Blossom. You fire a shot at every creature within 5 feet, forcing a con save. If they fail, they take 1d6 thunder damage. Not really very shotgun, but it works with the style. If you don't like this, take Sword Burst from Xanathar's. It's the same, but it's a dex save and deals force damage. Chill Touch is a melee spell attack that deals 1d8 plus necrotic damage on a hit, and stops the creature you hit from regaining HP until the end of your next turn. Arms of Hadar fires your Death Blossom at every creature within 10 feet and forces a strength save. If they fail, they take 2d6 necrotic damage and can't take reactions until the start of their next turn. Hex lets you curse a creature that is within 90 feet with a bonus action. For 1 hour while you maintain this spell, you will deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage with each attack. And when you cast this spell, you choose 1 skill, and now they have disadvantage on that skill check. If the cursed creature dies before the spell is up, you can transfer the curse to another creature within 90 feet with your bonus action. Level 2 Warlocks get 2 more invocations. For these invocations, Agonizing Blast adds your Charisma modifier to one of your damage-dealing Warlock cantrips. Place this into Thunderclap. Fiendish Vigor lets you cast False Life without a spell slot. False Life gives you 2d4 plus 4 temp HP, but with this, you get the maximum possible of 12 temp HP. Magical Cunning lets you regain half your total spell slots after 1 minute. You can do this once per long rest. You also now have 2 spell slots, which is all you're getting. For your new spell, take what you want. You're now character level 3. When you use your Blessing of the Raven Queen, you now have resistance to all damage types until the start of your next turn. Level 3 Warlocks now have access to their subclass. Undead from Van Richten's works perfectly. Form of Dread allows you to transform into a ghost-like creature. For 1 minute, you transform with a bonus action, and you gain several benefits. You now have temp HP equal to 1d10 plus your Warlock level, you are immune to the Frightened condition, and once on each of your turns, you can force a creature you hit with an attack to make a Wisdom save. If they fail, they are frightened of you until the end of your next turn. You can transform a total number of times equal to your proficiency bonus between long rests. Undead Spells is currently in flux. In the old edition, these were spells you could take if you wanted, but in the new edition, the subclasses just gain spells automatically. So talk to your DM about this. These are not game-breaking spells. I don't see why they would care. You also have your spell slots upgraded to 2nd level. Check your spells to see if upcasting them upgrades them. Like Arms of Hadar will now deal 3d6 necrotic damage. For your new spell, Misty Step is a 30-foot teleportation you make with a bonus action. I know you already have a teleportation, but I'm grabbing this in case you need it. I actually just want to use the spell slots for Arms of Hadar. Level 4 Warlocks earn our first ability score improvement, and we need to talk about a feat. This one will be up to you depending on your preferred weapon, so let's talk about the feats Gunner from Tasha's and Crossbow Expert from the Player's Handbook. Both are basically the same except with what they work with. Both add +1 to dex and then allow you to ignore the loading properties with particular weapons. Firearms for gunner and crossbows for crossbow expert. And now firing that particular weapon within 5 feet of an enemy doesn't impose disadvantage on the attack. Now there is a difference between the two. Gunner grants you proficiency in firearms, and crossbow expert lets you fire a hand crossbow after attacking with a light weapon. I'd like to point out that crossbow expert does not say the light weapon has to be a melee weapon. This means you can fire 2 hand crossbows in a single turn, which so far kind of puts it above gunner, but gunner gives you more damage options. So choose which one you want depending on what you want to be wielding. For your final spell, take what you want. We don't actually need a lot of spells for this build. You do also get a new cantrip, so have fun choosing. If you want more range, go with Eldritch Blast for a 120 foot 1d10 force damage shot that by the end of this build you can fire 4 times at once. I'm not taking it because it has a huge range for you and you're a short range damage dealer, but you can change this how you feel. Your character level 5, raise your proficiency bonus to +3. Chill Touch and Thunderclap now deal 2 damage dice each. Level 2 rogues gain Cunning Action. Dash, Disengage, and Hide are bonus actions for you. Level 3 rogues now have access to their subclass. Phantom from Tasha's makes you Death Incarnate. Whispers of the Dead allows you to give yourself 1 tool or skill proficiency of your choice at the end of a short or long rest. You keep this proficiency until you use this feature again. Wails from the Grave allows you to spread the damage. Now when you deal sneak attack damage, you can choose a second target within 30 feet of the first creature. The second target takes necrotic damage equal to half your rogue level in d6s. You can use this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus between long rests. Steady Aim lets you give yourself advantage on an attack with a bonus action on a turn you haven't moved. When you do this, your speed becomes 0 until the end of your current turn. Your sneak attack is now upgraded to 2d6 extra damage. Level 4 rogues earn another ability score improvement to bump up charisma for better spell DC. Level 5 rogues learn Uncanny Dodge. Now when you take damage from an attack you can use your reaction to halve the damage. Cunning Strike adds effects to your sneak attack by sacrificing sneak attack damage dice. You can use one of these effects with your sneak attack. For these effects, Trip costs 1d6 and you force a dex save against a large or smaller creature, knocking them prone if they fail. Withdrawal costs 1d6 and you can immediately move half your speed, and this doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. Poison costs 1d6, and if you have the Poisoner's Kit, you can force a con save and cause them to be poisoned for 1 minute if they fail. Finally, your sneak attack is now upgraded to 3d6 extra damage. You've hit character level 9, bring your proficiency bonus to +4. Level 6 rogues receive 2 more expertise. Place this into athletics and perception. Level 7 rogues gain evasion. Now when you pass a dex save, you take no damage and half on a failure. Reliable talent improves your skills. Now when you make a skill check and you roll 9 or lower, it automatically counts as 10. Your sneak attack is now upgraded to 4d6 extra damage. You've reached character level 11. Thunderclap and Chill Touch now deal 3 damage dice each. Level 8 rogues earn another ability score improvement to bump up dex for more attack, damage, AC, and stealth. Level 9 Phantom rogues get tokens of the departed. Now when a creature dies within 30 feet of you, you can absorb part of their life with a reaction and gain a soul token. You can have a total number of these soul tokens equal to your proficiency bonus. These soul tokens do a number of things. While you have 1 soul token on you, you have advantage on death saves and con saves. When you deal sneak attack damage, you can destroy 1 soul token to use your Wails from the Grave without expending a use. And as an action, you can destroy a soul token and ask the life within 1 question. But no, it can't answer anything it didn't know in life, and it can lie to you. Finally, your sneak attack is now upgraded to 5d6 extra damage. You're now character level 13, bring your proficiency bonus to +5. Level 10 rogues earn another ability score improvement, cap off charisma. Level 11 rogues learn improved cunning strikes. You can now use 2 cunning strikes with your sneak attack, but must pay for both. Your sneak attack is now upgraded to 6d6 extra damage. Level 12 rogues earn another ability score improvement, bump up dex. Level 13 Phantom Rogues receive Ghost Walk. Now with a bonus action, you become a ghost for 10 minutes. When you become a ghost, you gain a flying speed of 10 feet, you can hover, and attacks have disadvantage against you. You can also move through creatures and objects as if it's difficult terrain, but will take 1d10 force damage if you end your turn within an object or creature. You can use this feature once per long rest or by destroying a soul token. Your sneak attack is now upgraded to 7d6 extra damage. You've hit the final milestone, character level 17. Max out your proficiency bonus at +6. Chill Touch and Thunder Wave now deal 4 damage dice each. Level 14 rogues gain Devious Strikes, adding more Cunning Strike effects. For these effects, days cost 2d6 and forces a con save. If they fail this, they can now only do one thing on their following turn. These can be move, take an action, or take a bonus action. Obscure costs 3d6 and forces a dex save. If they fail, they are blinded until the end of your next turn. Knockout costs 6d6 and forces a con save. If they fail, they fall unconscious for 1 minute or until they take damage. While unconscious, they can repeat the save at the end of each of their turns, waking up if they succeed. Level 15 rogues now have Slippery Mind. You are now proficient in Wisdom and Charisma saves. Your sneak attack is now at its peak with 8d6 extra damage. Our final level is level 16 Rogue, and you earn our final ability score improvement. Heads up, you're past character level 19, which means now you can take epic boon feats, but I will end this with a maxed out dex. If you want to end with an epic boon, check out the Boon of Fortitude for a massive bump to HP, or Boon of Dimensional Travel for more free teleportation after you attack or cast a spell. Now that we've reached level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 12, Dex 20, Con 16, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 8, Charisma 20. Your total class levels are Rogue 16, Warlock 4. Let's dive in. You are Death. Firing a pistol, you're dealing 1d10 plus 5 plus 8d6. Or with a hand crossbow, you're dealing 1d6 plus 5 plus 8d6. And you can wield a second one and deal another 1d6 plus 5 damage. When you hit them, you can gain advantage on your next attack, knock them prone, blind them, daze them, poison them, or move away from them. You can also deal 8d6 damage to a second creature near the first target if you deal your sneak attack damage. With your Death Blossom, you can deal 4d6 thunder damage to everyone within 5 feet, or 3d6 necrotic damage to everyone within 10 feet. Being Death Incarnate makes you very hard to kill. You're resistant to necrotic damage, you're resistant to all damage when you teleport, or you have advantage on death saves and con saves. You can have the damage you take with a reaction. Your dex saves are better than everyone else's. You're immune to the frightened condition. Attacks have disadvantage against you. You are proficient in 4 different saving throws, can give yourself temp HP multiple ways. Your AC is 18 and your total health taking the average is over 200 HP. To finish everything out, your stealth, intimidation, athletics, and perception are adding plus 12 before modifiers. All your skills can now never be lower than 10 on the roll, which means your stealth and intimidation can never be lower than 27 on the roll. You can also give yourself more proficiencies when you need them, and you can teleport up to 6 times for free without a spell slot. Downside. Firstly and mostly, limited resources. You only have 2 spell slots per short or long rest, though you can get 1 back for free per long rest. This means you will not get to use your long range Death Blossom if you use your spell slots too quickly. Also, your shorter range Death Blossom is better than your longer range Death Blossom as you level up, though you can fix this by just grabbing Eldritch Blasts for another shot. You also have several abilities that you could burn through if you're not careful. Your wisdom score is low, but because you're proficient in wisdom saves, this isn't too bad, but it's still a -1 with your modifier. Finally, and the most annoying part about this, sneak attack and spells can't be used together, but Death Blossom is not really a stealth move, so it doesn't really matter. So lock and load, it's time to make the world make sense, by force if necessary. I'd like to give a special shout out to my Artificer tier. Thank you John Martin, Christopher R. Hunter, Java Squirrel, Matthew Denz, and Jonathan Haynes. You guys rock. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. And make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.